Welcome to Stocks to Watch as we dive deep into the world of mining and precious metals exploration. I'm your host, Ashley Berry, and today we have an exciting company to introduce to you, First Nordic Metals. Whether you're a seasoned investor or just curious about the gold mining industry, this episode is sure to spark your interest. President and CEO Taj Singh and Chief Development Officer Adam Cegielski are with us. First Nordic is making waves in the mining sector with their flagship project, the Barsele Gold Project, located in the beautiful and mineral-rich landscape of Sweden, and they're also venturing now in Finland. They have secured an entire and largely underexplored greenstone belt in the northern part of the country. This area holds incredible promise for future discoveries and could be a game changer for the company. They're trading on the TSXV as FNM and the OTC markets in the United States as FNMCF. Welcome, both of you.
Thanks for having us, Ashley.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, Adam, I'd like to start with you. Your exploration program in the Paubäcken Project is moving forward, and you recently discovered some very important targets. Perhaps you can give us a high-level overview of the project and really the importance of its location.
Thanks, Ashley. Great question to start with. We just put out news on Monday about probably our best drill hole to date, over 5 grams per ton near surface. So this is about a kilometer, 800 meters south of our previous discovery holes. This extends our current mineralized target to close to 2 kilometers long. The entire project area is over 5 kilometers long and is structurally controlled. So you're talking about a new discovery that has been extended. We've only done 1,100 meters of drilling, and our previous discovery hole was immediately underneath our previous bought drilling hole. So what we're going to do is set up drilling and following up these targets later this summer and fall. And we think we have another exceptional project at Paubäcken, which is immediately south of the Barsele deposit.
Yeah, it really sounds promising. Taj, I'd like to ask you, you've discovered a new addition to the Aida and Harpsund targets. Maybe you could explain a little bit about the importance of this and this, new discovery there.
Yeah, just following up on what Adam had spoken about at the Paubäcken Project, you've kind of got 2 real areas of interest. And each of them could be essentially its own deposit. So you've got the Aida target, which, as Adam talked about, it's already been developed. There's already been initial drilling on it. We're extending the corridor, confirming the gold mineralization along this corridor. And so we're already currently at about, as Adam noted, about 1.5 kilometers to 2. There's another couple kilometers, which we've interpreted as being mineralized, gold mineralized, but we have to confirm that. So that's going to be taking place with bot drilling. And then there's another corridor to the north of that. Essentially, it could be its own deposit. It's called the Harpsund corridor. And at the Harpsund corridor, there's a new kind of extension to it, or kind of its own kind of target called Brokohan. Both of these areas have been tested and now are proven to be anomalous for what we believe will be gold mineralization as the exact kind of elements that you'd want to see. And so now together, if you consider them together, you're talking about a footprint of 5.5 kilometers. The importance of these 2 kind of things with Aida being its own target, being about 4 or 5 kilometers, and then another 5.5 kilometers on the Paubäcken Project is, if you look at the Barsele Project, its footprint alone, 2.5 million ounces, is 3.5 kilometers. So there's potential here, high level in its early days for each of these to be very meaningful multi-million ounce deposits on their own. And that's just on one kind of set of claims we have. So again, I think it speaks to the potential scale of this project, of the project package we have.
Yeah, I was going to say the ability and the scalability. You will also announce an exciting new target. Can you tell us what this is and elaborate on the mineralization and its potential?
Yeah, so the new target, it was about a week before, roughly, 10 days or a week before, we press released a brand new discovery at the Storjuktan Project. The Storjuktan Project lies about 20 kilometers north of the Barsele Project. So whereas Paubäcken's in the south, Storjuktan's in the north. And again, we did an extensive geochemical program, which is what you do as you move towards drilling. The first part of it is doing the geochemistry, taking thousands of samples on a kind of a grid. And again, this exact footprint that we saw at Barsele, that we're seeing at Paubäcken in terms of the suite of elements that need to be there in combination, is right there. And so it's now showing another 5 kilometer footprint. So, I mean, I've talked about the two that are possible at Paubäcken. Now you go north of Barsele, you've got another 5 kilometer target. Again, all of these are basically kind of early indications of high potential for multi-million ounce deposits, each of them.
Well, appreciate that. And as you say, early indications, huge potential. Adam, I'd like to ask you really the next steps in your exploration program on that property.
Yeah, so in the summer months is a great time to leverage low-cost students, young geologists that are looking to get experience. So when you've got a 100-kilometer, 100,000 hectare project area, you can really deploy large teams and to get huge amounts of data, tens of thousands of data points for low cost. So we're gonna get started on some of that work this summer. Then we're gonna do these short base of till holes, which are really because everything's covered by glacial till, we can't see the rocks at surface, so we've got to do these little short holes to hit our targets and then sort of define the diamond drilling opportunities. So we're going to do a little bit more of this short base of till drilling to help define the targets. And we're processing all this information now to set up an exciting diamond drill program later this fall. So we're going to go geochemistry, some bot drilling. We will also fly a little bit of geophysics. So we don't have any geophysics done yet. And that's really, flying drones across the project area and getting an understanding of the structure and the shapes of the systems that you're dealing with. So these are all low cost things that we can execute on, get more data, and really set up an exciting fall drill program at all the projects.
Yeah, speaking of exciting, so when you're talking about the drones and the geophysics, it must be fascinating to see that imagery when it comes back to you, what this all looks like, from that aerial perspective, right?
Yeah, I will comment that what's most exciting is that drone technology and flying geophysics used to be, traditionally a lot more expensive. Mm-hmm. So, with technology, leveraging some of these drones and some of these, low cost activities is stuff that you really couldn't do before without spending a lot of money. And just to put it into perspective, Sweden only really opened up to modern exploration, 25 years ago. So a lot of this ground is completely untouched. We're making discoveries very early in the technical schedule, and it makes getting this information really exciting, and it sets up for an exciting 12, 24 months for the company after the merger.
Sure. Not only efficient, but also cost effective. Thanks for mentioning that. Your other project, Adam, the Barsele Project, currently at the resource stage, as you mentioned. Can you give us a little bit more specifics on this project and how it forms really a robust portfolio together with the Paubäcken Project?
Yeah, I mean, the merger of the two companies allowed us to leverage this, 100-kilometer long belt that we now control 100% of it. And, if you were to say there's a shining jewel in the middle of it, it would be the Barsele Project. So investors should look for investing in camps that have the potential to host, 10 million ounces. That's where you get the major discoveries. That's where you get the huge, creation of multi-billion-dollar companies. That attracts the majors. And the Barsele Project is, I think, a forgotten project that's been around for almost a decade and is a beautiful asset, and especially in these times when the price of gold is approaching 2,350, 2,400. So, really, we've got this entire belt, but the Barsele Project is this 2.5 or 2.4 million ounce what Agnico is currently drilling on the project. We've got a free carried interest up to 70%. So we get the benefit of, what I would call the world's best mining company doing all the work for us and educating us on sort of our next steps for how we explore the rest of the belt. So again, it's the jewel of our portfolio. It's 2.4 million ounces, and it's probably a lot bigger than that too.
Excellent. I love the look for the shiny jewel in the middle. I'll ask you both. You recently announced a warrant early exercise incentive program. Maybe you could explain why this is dually important for both your shareholders and for the company.
Well, listen, we've had great investor support right from the beginning. There were some difficult times there. The market's been very challenging. Yeah. So you're either going to go to the market and you're going to raise money and you're going to dilute your company with new investors. Or what you can say to the market is, listen, we think our share price is too cheap. We don't really want to take money from the market at these price levels. We were a $5 million company when a $3 million company when Taj joined the company. Today, we're a $65 million company. I know Taj thinks it's undervalued still, as do I, as do our shareholders. So a warrant financing allows the existing shareholders to get a bonus for sending us money. They get shares in that. It cleans up the capital structure. It allows us to start our exploration work, and it sends a clear message to the market that our existing shareholders are continuing to invest in the company and all believe that the stock should be much higher than it is today.
Well said. Taj, I'll ask you, the company shares have really been increasing and, as Adam mentioned, and the trading volumes are increasing as well. Can you discuss this significance?
Yeah, I think an important thing for investors is liquidity in junior mining stocks, right? It's fine if assets look great, but the stock trades a few thousand shares a day. As an investor, that's difficult for you to see where to get in and get out. And I would say in the past, probably 2 months, 3 months, really since we've been marketing the story, we've been trading unbelievable volumes. I think we're probably trading as if we're a much larger company than we are, which is great. It's an important statistic for index funds. They consider liquidity as a very important kind of measure to put you eventually into an index fund. But it's been fantastic, and especially it's accelerated over the past few weeks as news has been coming out. But yeah, a lot of times people look at share price and it's kind of in isolation. It's been trading on a few shares, so it's gone up. But we've not only had a huge share price appreciation, but with huge volume. That means there's actual buyers who are really buying the stock and moving it up, rather than in isolation, a few buyers artificially, if you will, taking the stock up. So it's great to see it. It's a new vision for the company. It's a new company. You've got new shareholders coming in. We'll hopefully hold shares long and continue to add. So I think it's as much as the share price has improved, and I'm very proud of our team for that. I love that the fact that the volume, the trading volumes have been so strong and steady.
And Adam, I would ask you, why is First Nordic a compelling investment opportunity in the long run for those that may be on the fence or those that are current shareholders?
Great. Very easy to address. I mean, I think, and we've been talking about this is probably the next big gold camp globally, not just in Europe. I mean, where are you going to go find 100 kilometers controlled by one company with a 2.5 million ounce deposit right in the middle of it with, producing mines around it? So first of all, the quality of the project's amazing. The shareholders are clearly excited about the story. Nothing tells the truth, more clearly than the share price and the stock chart. And you could see we're on the ascendancy. So to have this project, to have the team that we have, Taj running this, who's been, super successful in his career over the last 20 years, you combine a fantastic management team, great shareholder base, a lot of liquidity in the stock, which makes it easy to get in and get out. A share price that's going up. And, when you're looking at, the rest of the world and the amount of debt that's out there, gold becomes this exciting opportunity to really balance out the risk of market collapses. I've seen it before. And, you get to invest in a company with already 2.5 million ounces that's got a vision for, 6, 7, 8 million ounces, partnered by, one of the best mining companies in the world, led by super successful people. It's a great recipe for success. And, you never know. There's always challenges and risks ahead, but, we have a team that takes on these challenges and just executes day after day.
Thank you for that, Adam. Taj, anything to add?
I think Adam summed it up pretty well. I think we've got really strong momentum behind us. I think it's a story with serious scale, getting a lot of attention, and I really truly believe this is the early part of the awareness just of the opportunity here. I don't think none of our peers really are trading at kind of $2,300 gold. So you still haven't had the effect of the increased gold price on any of these companies. We're just trying to increase kind of our awareness of the company to kind of get it back to its baseline value, what we think it's worth, which is much higher than today. And we think as we continue to execute and de-risk and advance, there'll be some very nice, straightforward steps to increasing share price and market cap and value even further.
Well, with that being said, whether you're looking at the impressive gold resources in Sweden or the untapped potential in Finland, First Nordic is a company obviously to watch. President and CEO Taj Singh and Chief Development Officer Adam Cegielski, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your important story here on Global One Media's Stocks to Watch. Until next time, happy mining.